From Keene, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, April 9th, 2017. Silver is trading at $18.02 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,255 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 1.2 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,186. Antiwar.com reports while U.S. outrage at civilian casualties from Syrian airstrikes is being used as a pretext for military intervention against the Syrian government, U.S. forces continue their own airstrikes backing military operations in northeastern Syria and are killing an increasing number of civilians in their own right. On Saturday, U.S. airstrikes near Raqqa killed at least 21 people, mostly civilians, and while some of the strikes were near fighting between U.S.-backed troops and the Islamic State, at least one of the strikes appears to have been a deliberate attack on a boatload of civilians attempting to cross the Euphrates River. The boat was carrying about 40 people, and non-government organizations say that at least 7 bodies, 6 of them children, have been recovered so far. The U.S. has dropped leaflets in areas urging civilians to flee towards the Euphrates, but apparently dropped a second leaflet warning them not to cross the river or they'd be attacked. The airstrike centered around the village of Hanida, which is along the Euphrates River west of Raqqa. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported a number of additional civilians killed in U.S. strikes on the village. That the U.S. is attacking the village is puzzling because the Islamic State is not believed to have any presence in the village itself, and it appears to be at least some distance from the fight. The biggest target in the Hanida strikes was an internet cafe, with the U.S. strikes destroying the site, killing 14 people within, including 4 children. The U.S. is so far not offering any justification for any of the attacks in the area. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Bitcoin Not Bombs. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs offers premium publicity campaigns designed to facilitate an organization's adoption of Bitcoin as a payment system and to fully capitalize on that decision in their fundraising efforts. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. UPI reports New York is poised to become the first state in the nation to provide free tuition to public colleges and universities after a deal struck as part of a larger budget negotiation was announced on Friday. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who announced the proposal in January alongside former Democratic presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders, hailed the deal as a historic opportunity for hundreds of thousands of families in the Empire State. Under the terms of the deal, the program would be phased in over 3 years. This year, students whose families earn less than $100,000 per year would be eligible for free college tuition. The cap would be raised to $125,000 once the program is fully implemented. The deal includes both the state universities of New York and the city universities of New York. The program does not cover the cost of incidentals like textbooks or room and board. Though the legislation eliminates tuition costs for many lower and middle income families, for students who exceed the income cap, tuition will be increased $200 per year for the next 5 years at all state schools. Under terms of the deal, students who accept free tuition to one of the schools would be required to live and work in New York for the same number of years they accepted the benefit, or the free tuition would be converted into a student loan. The in-state work requirement was largely seen as a concession to Republicans who control the state Senate, who balked at the price tag, an estimated $163 million by 2019. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports the Alabama Supreme Court ruled on Saturday that impeachment proceedings against Governor Robert Bentley can start next week, halting a court order that had blocked hearings stemming from his relationship with a former aide. Bentley has battled impeachment efforts over the last year and has defied calls from political leaders that he stand down. The 7-0 decision by the High Court allows impeachment proceedings to begin in the House of Representatives Judiciary Committee on Monday, even as justices consider new filings in the case. Bentley's troubles began last year when recording surfaced of him making suggestive remarks to a former advisor, Rebecca Mason, before his wife of 50 years filed for divorce in August 2015. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.